Alright, so today what we're going to be doing is building the Ideabox tutorial on Cloud9. And we're going to start with iteration 0, getting started. The first thing we have to do is that, you can see here I'm logged on to Cloud9. So I'm going to create a new workspace. I'm going to need a workspace name. I'm working on Ideabox, so I'm going to call it Ideabox. Leave everything default values, and we are going to use a blank template. We're not going to use Ruby, even though we're going to be working in Ruby, because this here also installs Rails, and we don't need Rails right now. We just need a blank workspace, and we're going to give it a little bit. No, that was pretty quick. Oh, no. There it goes. We'll just give this a little bit to create the container and get everything set up for us. And, yeah, we're just going to wait. I should probably edit this out. There we go. So this is our Cloud9 IDE, or integrated development environment. So a couple things. I'm just going to pull this up, make that a little bigger. And so what we need to do is that we need to first install a gem called Bundler, which lets us install other things very easily. And we do that by down here below in the bash terminal, type in gem install Bundler. And that was quick. It's all installed. So we now have to start off our project with our file and folder structure. We're going to make a directory called Ideabox, because that's what we're building today. We're going to go cd into that directory. We're going to make a gem file. We're going to make an app.rb. We're going to make a config.ru file. Excellent. And we're going to open up our gem file. And our gem file is pretty much a place where we list out all the things we need for this project. And we first need to tell it where to go. So we're doing source https rubygems.org. That's where we're going to go to get these gems. And right now we're going to need gem Sinatra require base. Cool. We're going to save it. And then now that we put those things in here, we're going to do bundle. Ooh, we got an error message. And it looks like I made a typo. I put a quote in there. I want to need a colon. I want to make the change. Save it. I'm going to type in, hit bundle again. And saying, hey, we're going to go Ruby Gems, grab all things. So right here, we've only required the Sinatra gem, but Ruby Gems and Bundler are smart enough. Like, hey, if you need Sinatra, you're going to need all these other things that Sinatra is based on. So that went and installed that. It also generated a gemfile.lock file, which essentially just holds the versions of our thing right now. So now we're going to start our app.rb. And we're going to do class get / do hello world. Let's comment in there. Excellent. And now we are going to need let's set up our rackup. And so what rackup is that it's just this, we're using rack to run our application, which is kind of a standardized configuration that we're going to use. A standard of how web apps work, where you can use any kind of web server, and it's just cool. So in here, we're going to require bundler, and we're going to do bundler.require. This essentially goes into our gem file. Oops. And just make sure that everything is loading properly. We need to tell our rackup configuration file where our app folder is. Require app. And we're going to do run Ideabox app. Cool. And now what we're going to do is that we are going to save the file, and we are going to run rackup to make sure this all works. So we do rackup, and we have to do -p $port -o $IP, essentially, which is saying is that I want to run rackup, and I want to use this port that's provided me by Cloud9, and the $, which is an IP address provided by Cloud9. This is just something we have to do in order to get this to work. So we see here that it's running at port 8080, and our code is running at Ideabox. And we see that we click on the link, and it brings up this thing like, hey, this is application preview. Cool. I run it, and I see that I have Hello World here, and this shows that my app is working. Alternatively, what you can do is down here, we can click on preview and preview running application, and we can see here that we have the same browser working in the same thing. Not the same thing, but in the same kind of browser tab. So it all works. And that's iteration 0 so far.